Hi everybody, it's me, Miss Laura. So I'm filming from my dining room again, and I cannot wait to see you guys in person. So let me show you what we're gonna make today. This is what we call a cornucopia, or you can call it a horn of plenty. And the reason why we call it a horn of plenty is because the basket that it is in the shape of a horn. And then you can put all kinds of vegetables or fruit, or some people can put flowers or nuts. I've seen all kinds of different ones. And so you might have this as a centerpiece on your holiday table, or you may have seen them at different stores around this time of year, but we're gonna make one. And you can see that for the fruits and vegetables that I have, we're going to use tissue paper. And so I've got my tissue paper here. I kind of got it sorted into colors. You don't have to sort it out into colors ahead of time if you don't want, but you can make them whatever color you like. So I want to show you that I'm going to send you guys, this is the template that we're using for our cornucopia. This, you can really see that it's shaped like a horn. And then you're also going to have one that has fruits and vegetables on it. So, and then we'll glue it to a background first. And this one is, I chose green, but I thought, you know what, you guys can choose whatever color you want. And so the one that we're going to do right now, I'm choosing purple. Like I said, you guys can choose whatever color you want. Let me go ahead and get started. We're gonna, the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut out this horn of plenty or cornucopia template. You don't have to cut it out perfectly because we're gonna be putting construction paper on top of it. You guys can go ahead and start cutting out yours also if you have not started yet. Alrighty, so there's that. Set this to the side. And we can go ahead, I'm gonna set this to the side also. Right there's good. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this to my background paper. Now I want to show you guys, you want to kind of slide it over just a little bit so that way we have room for more of our fruit and vegetables on this side. Let me go ahead and glue that down. Remember, you only need to glue on the edges. That way we don't use too much glue. And I'm going to just smooth it down. Okay, just like that. There we go. So our next step is I need to grab my brown paper. It's right here. And I'm going to cut this in about a 1/2 inch strip. I'm going to start with 3, and then if I need to cut more, I can. So we are going to now cut these again in about 3 inch. Now they're rectangles. And we're gonna need some smaller ones too, so I think I'll go ahead and make these a little smaller. So how we're gonna do this is I'm gonna put the smaller ones toward the tip of the cornucopia. We're just gonna cover up that shape. show you mine. See how I started? Those are smaller, and then we're going to get larger as we go all the way across. You don't have to cover it up perfectly, and what I'm going to probably end up doing is overlapping them. Let me show you now that I've gotten to the bigger ones. See, and then I'm going to overlap some right in there, and then we're just going to keep going around. Looks like I'm definitely going to need to cut some more too, which is fine. I decided to cut the strips instead of rip them this time, and it's going to look kind of like a basket. It's also good to have practice with our scissors. Practice cutting in a straight line. So I'm going to do them in 3 inches again. I think that should be good for now. Some smaller ones to fill in the spaces that have a little bit of white. Okay, let me show you where we are. Put a little more glue right there. So right if they overlap, that's the way baskets are, right? So there we've got this part all covered up. So, and to go around the edge, we're going to have some of these longer pieces. I'm going to cut them a little shorter so it's easier to make a circle to go around. So I'm going to go around the edges. And then just go around. Show you how I'm doing that like that. I'm going to go all the way around like that. There. Great. That looks good. Got one little spot here that I'm going to cover up. There we go. So now we have it going all the way around. The inside, I'm going to color that with a brown marker. I'm going to go and do that right now. If you want to color it actually before we start gluing the construction paper on, you can do it either way. This part that we're coloring right now is the inside, so the horn is empty, so you can put things inside it like a basket. This brown marker isn't working super good, but That's all right, does not have to be perfect. And we're gonna be covering most of it up with our fruit and vegetables anyway. All right, so let me show you where we are. That's looking good. So you can see where my marker's not that great. Let me go over it just a few more times, see if I can get it to look a little better. No big deal. Alrighty, so our next step is we are ready to cut out our fruits and vegetables. Like with the cornucopia template, we don't have to cut it out perfectly because we're going to cover it up with the tissue paper. Oh, you know what? Before I cut it out, I'm going to go ahead and color the green on the corn, and I'm going to color the stems green also before I cut it out. Let me do that. Set this to the side. So let me get my green. I'm going to color the leaves on the corn. And I'm going to color the stems. Alrighty, let me show you guys. See, just like that, we've got grapes, a pear, carrot, corn, and this is, I think, supposed to be a potato. But you know what? I didn't have any brown tissue paper, but that's okay. I'm going to make mine a pink potato because this is art and we are allowed to be creative like that. So if you're at home or in the classroom and you don't have all the same identical colors that I'm going to have, or if you do have the same colors, if you have brown tissue paper. Oh, another thing is, like on my sample here, I didn't have any purple either for my grapes. So I did blue for blue grapes. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out now. If it's easier for you, you might want to cut out the different vegetables bigger once they're, and then cut on the line. Might make it a little easier. Here's my carrot. I think I'll do that with the corn. See, I cut it out big, and then I'm going to cut on the line now. You guys can go ahead and start cutting your vegetables out if you haven't started. So also, if you were still working on the construction paper part, that is fine. Just, you know, put the video on pause for a second if you need to. That's the great thing about the video. You can always put it on pause and then start it back up again. There's my corn. Do the potato next. is the pear. Does not matter what order you cut them out in at all. So mine happens to be the pear last. All right, so we want to go ahead and glue these to our cornucopia. And I'm going to do it a little different just to show you guys that they don't have to be in the same exact place that I have mine. I'm going to switch it up a little just to show you that you can definitely do that. So I'm going to start with my corn. Let me turn this right side up for me. I'm going to lay the corn going this way. Go in the opposite direction. And they can overlap a little bit. Let's see, here's my pear. And last, the carrot. If your glue is still wet a little bit, you can kind of slide it around and put it right where you want it. So let me show you where I put these this time. See how it's so much different than the other one? Both look good. Very good. So now we're ready to start putting the tissue paper on. I'm just going to start putting little dots all over. And like I've said in class, you don't want to crunch up your tissue paper too small. It's kind of like when we rip our paper small, we don't want it too small or we'll be here all day. Kind of like the same with the tissue paper. So I'm starting with my grapes that I mentioned before that I'm making blue since I didn't have any purple tissue paper. You can make them purple, you can make them green, you can make them pink. Lots of grapes come in all kinds of wonderful colors anyway. Almost done with my grapes. I was just looking at the time, noticing that this could end up being a 2-day project, and that's okay. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes things take a little longer than we expect them to. Alrighty, there is my grapes. They look great. I'll show it to you guys. There we go. Now I'll go on to my pear. almost done with the pear, my green pear. Next, I'm going to do my carrot. You guys do not have to go in the same order that I'm going in. I'm just kind of wherever you want to start, wherever your fruit or vegetable happens to be. Making my carrot orange. But I noticed that carrots come in all kinds of colors too. I've seen yellow, I've seen purple. So, got lots of choices to make. All right, just a couple more for the carrot. Then I'm going to do my pink potato. When the fruits or vegetables are overlapping, you want to make sure you don't want to put the tissue paper on top of it. Like, I'll show you real quick when I'm going to go around my carrot. And then with my pear, I left space. I'm not going to go on top of the pear either. All right, almost done with the potato. There we go, let me show you guys it. There we go, the last thing we need is the corn. Got yellow. Put my dots of glue, just kind of put it all over. Okie dokie. Alrighty, just one more. And our artwork is complete. Isn't that pretty? I love it. You can see the one that I made earlier and how they both look different, but they both look great. I hope you guys really enjoyed this art project today, and please take pictures of them so I can see them. I would love to see how they turn out, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye.